Hello guys, welcome back to Cricket with Devi. And as you all know, IPL 2022 is coming. It's like just 1-2 weeks away. And starting with the defending champions today, this is a series which is gonna go now. 10 teams. Starting with the defending champion CSK. I have a special guest in Nikhil Bhaiya. We have seen him once or twice on the channel already. So yeah, Nikhil Bhaiya, first of all, how are you? Thanks for coming today.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. Pleasure.
So, Nikhil, we are first of all about CSK, talking about them. They made some really good buys in the auction, and some were
Yeah.
also a bit overpriced, to be honest. And
Yeah.
also, one of their big buys in Deepak Chahar is like gonna miss most of the IPL this year. So, first of all,
Correct.
how much do you think that is a threat to them?
Firstly, on the bias bit, I think auctions are always difficult.
Hmm.
We saw that how certain teams had a horrible day one, recovered on day two. Some teams had both horrible days. Some teams just forgot that they had to make a team and only focus on a couple of individuals. But again, I think I'm sure there are a lot of uncontrollables. So I think that things happen with most franchises. CSK, I think, were one of the more settled ones in terms of they knew who they were going to target. I do feel they were a bit more conservative. Should have probably splashed a bit more for Faf, because it is just feels weird to see him in the red jersey captaining RCB. It's just not something that you're used to, because uh, the thing that you have to realize is Faf has been with CSK for over a decade. He may have come into the limelight only the last few seasons, but he's been part of the CSK camp for a long, long time. So that is what definitely does make a difference. And I think his absence is going to be one of the key aspects for Chennai going into the tournament. And of course, not having Deepak is a huge miss. So very interested to see how Chennai find that local replacement for that new ball bowling attack that they want.
Yep, I agree. And overall, yes, Faf was a great entity, a great player for them in the last 2-3 years. Specifically, his partnership with Rutu last year, both of them had great seasons, ended as top two run scorers too. So I feel,
Yeah.
yep, definitely his impact and his consistency at the top is gonna be a huge miss
Yes.
for them. But I feel they have got quite a good replacement of him. Like someone like a Devon Conway, I always thought he was like a tailor-made sort of a player for CSK, specifically at the pitches they play and sort of the team they have. CSK we have seen never go for an all-out opener, whether it was uh, even Shane Watson. He used to take a few balls at the start, then he used to accelerate. That
Yeah.
acceleration used to be enormous, but he used to take
Yeah.
a few balls at the start. So he's that kind of a player. Again, Devon Conway, he's just established himself into the T20 circuit in the last few
Yeah.
years, in the last 1 year, to be precise. And
Yeah.
how do you feel about your opening pair? Do you feel they'll open with Devon Conway and Ruturaj Gaikwad, or do you feel maybe Robin Uthappa can come in to open?
Yeah, I think it is going to be one of the debates that they will definitely have. CSK, as you said, have always wanted an overseas opener right at the top, to stabilize them, especially given the weakness sort of thing, if we can call it that, versus good hard pace length bowling that we saw Delhi do to Chennai a couple of seasons back, where they unleashed Nokia Avesh right up top, and teams followed that. Mumbai has been doing that for years now. So it is why Chennai have always wanted an overseas opener who can nullify the pace threat that the opposition has, so that Rutu can get himself in. And when the spin comes on, Rutu can then take on the spin attack, while the other guy takes care of the medium paces or the tweakers that are around. So I think that complementing each other is where the partnership will be very critical. And the good thing with Chennai is they have a lot of options.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you ask me, I would not even be surprised if they open with Moeen Ali, if at all they want to go down that route. So they have a lot of options, because With Rutu, you can open with Conway, you can open with Uttapa, you can even open with Raidu. Because then when you push Raidu up, he's opened with Watson before. So it's not that
Yeah.
it's a new territory for me.
And he had
And
a
in
great
that way,
season, that one.
yes. And I think in that way, he can make use of that field restrictions very well.
Hmm.
So, and the point of Raidu now, I think that is more in the picture now because of the absence of Deepak Chair. Because I feel Chennai might need more help with pace bowling. So they might want to play both Milne and Jordan if they want to go down that route. And because Bravo will definitely play. So it then depends on the makeup of the bowling side that they have. Because if you then push Raidu up, then you can have an extra all rounder in the middle order. Somebody like a Dubey, I'm sure Dubey is going to play a very critical role. But then you can't have three hitters lined up and not using them. So you basically have Moin Ali, Jadeja, and Shivam Dubey.
Yeah.
I don't think you can line them up in the same order that you have. You have to use them very well, very specifically as per scenarios. So I think that is something that we will definitely see with Chennai. So I think Conway was a good buy, but now that Deepak Chair is not there, I feel I'm not too sure about whether they'll open with Conway or they might push up an Indian option up there.
Yeah, I agree, because specifically looking at the pace attack, I am personally not confident going in with AM Asif or Tushar Deshpande as that Indian pacer.
No logical person is ever convinced by Chennai's tactics or the team strategy that they have.
Yeah.
So that has been the case with MS since, I mean, he's made Ishwar Pandey bowl as he wants him to. So then Sudeep Tyagi, the count is endless. He's always had, this is his template, this is how he likes to work. So it will be again, will again be very interesting to see, because the venues are going to be ones where there will be still help for the Pacers early on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of what will happen at Brabant because I haven't seen enough games there in recent times. But Wankhede does give you some help at the start, and so does Pune. So that, I think that combination is going to be very critical, because CSK rely a lot on the start, both with the bat and ball, and they want a secure start. They don't want a 65, 70 for 0. They're happy with 40 for 1, 45 for 1. And if they're with the ball, they want at least 1 or 2 wickets, because if they don't do that, we saw what Rajasthan did to them last year.
Yeah.
Lewis and Jaiswal can tear into the rest of the bowling attack. So their strength or their openness of the game lies in the power play. So I'm sure things will be thought of very deeply.
Yeah, I agree. And specifically looking at their batting lineup too, they have to like sort out things. They have to just give roles to the batsmen, because batters. So because as you said, they have to decide. They have to make a decision whether they have to open with Conway or they open with perhaps Raidu or even Robin Uthappa, Moeen Ali. So like with Rutu, they have at least four options who can open. My likely candidate would be Conway, because I feel that's someone they have bought for that role. But I absolutely agree that it could be anyone because of the fact that Deepak Tahar there. You need like Adam Milne, I feel is gonna start. But with him, it's the fact that will Chris Jordan also play or no? And perhaps they can even play a Mahesh Thikshana if the pitch is assisting spin, or if it's a track which is a used one or anything. So those things they have to keep in mind. And on that, we have talked about the weaknesses of theirs, Deepak Chahar not being there and all.
Yeah.
What do you think is Chennai's biggest strength? One is obviously MSD, the captain, is their biggest strength eventually. But after that, what do you think?
I think the biggest strength with Chennai is the group that they have in terms of the support staff and MS, and the people they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
So they don't change their strategies at the drop of a hat. So things are very clear. Everybody knows their role to be played, and that is one of the strengths of Chennai. That, as we just talked about, Moin Ali, Shivam Dubey, Raidu, Jadeja, everybody will have a clear idea before the start of the tournament that this is my role, this is what I have to do. And with Chennai or with any team, see, any team can have any strategy. At the end of the day, it is about execution. If you can get 50-year-olds to do that, fine. If you can get 20-year-olds to do that, it's fine. There is no right way or wrong way to play the game. As long as you are sticking to what works for you, it will always reflect in the results. So I think that is what is the strategy with MS for a long time now, that they back individuals. Now that is their strength and weakness both. Like we saw in the 2020 edition, if the individuals don't step up as required, then things will not go to plan. Then you'll suddenly look that this is a very overaged or a weak side. But if they perform, then it will look very differently. So I think this season it's going to be very critical, and I think it will rely on three players in very specifically. That is Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, and Ruturaj Gaikwad. I think these three are going to be the pillars of the side, because I don't see that many low scores. Now, I could be completely wrong if the pitches are tired and of that sort, but if they are good batting wickets, then I
Especially
think
to
these three,
start off, they would be good batting wickets most probably.
yeah, hopefully. So, in that regard, I think these three guys will form the key people who will revolve the batting order around, because last year they had Faf and Rutu who did most of the job, and you had Moeen Ali, Jadeja playing cameos at each interval. So now that they have more options with the bat, I think Dhoni's form will also be important, because not every year will you be required to finish only 1 or 2 games. There will be some seasons where you need more of that. So hoping he can hit those sixes that he hits in the nets during the matches as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's it for this one. We talked about CSK strengths, weaknesses, and also some of their threats, because Deepak Chahar not being there for most of this IPL. There are some reports that he might join mid of April or late April, but that would be like half of the season already done. So about that, we'll have you updated on when will he be available and all. So yeah, this is Nikhil Bhaiya with me talking about CSK. Again, thanks a lot for joining me today, Nikhil Bhaiya, talking about CSK.
Anytime.
So yeah, thanks for watching this. Do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Till then, we'll meet you all in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.